Anidees is a company that's known for making some pretty interesting tempered glass cases, but did you know that they actually made a mechanical keyboard? Yeah, me neither, but this little guy here has a lot to offer in terms of its appearance and performance. Introducing the Anidees Prismatic keyboard. Is it worth considering? Let's talk about that. So this is a 60% RGB mechanical keyboard with low profile switches, so no numpad in a very condensed design. Keep that in mind. Another popular trend in the mechanical keyboard space is the 60% keyboard because, well, it's very small and allows you to have more desk real estate. I personally prefer 10 keyless keyboards as the smallest size that I can comfortably type on, but this could make for a really good travel keyboard, or does it? Now, if this keyboard is going to be traveling, it needs to be kind of tough, and that's where my first concern comes in. The keyboard is pretty much all plastic, and honestly, kind of feels like a toy. That doesn't mean I think it's going to break if I were to just drop it right here, but it doesn't feel like something that I would consider a travel warrior. It's going to get beat up. The casing has to be built this way to accommodate for the light bar that goes around the casing, which actually looks really cool, but it is a compromise that some people are going to have to deal with to get a more glamorous looking keyboard. The keycaps on this keyboard, since it is a low profile mechanical keyboard, are very similar to that of the Tesoro Gram XS, and that is a good thing. They are well built for what they are and do a good job letting the RGB lighting pass through. Now, the switches on this keyboard are kale white switches, which feel like heavier blue switches, and they advertise them to have 3mm key travel to enable fast response time in gaming, and from my testing and using this in a game of Fortnite, it is kind of noticeable. Low profile switches actually do make a slight difference in gaming. Keep that in mind. Now, the layout of this keyboard most definitely has a learning curve to it. You still do get access to your delete and home keys, but you have to learn them by using function to click them on another key. It's a compromise for this small footprint that's very sexy to look at, but I find it to be a huge annoyance. But if you find a way to actually fight through and learn this layout, it may be a very beneficial sacrifice for you. Now, the back of this keyboard is bare with the exception of non-slick pads and this on and off switch, which actually turns on this keyboard because it is a Bluetooth keyboard. Now, I would not use this setting for gaming because there is a slight delay over Bluetooth, but it is an option that you can use, and it's truly there so you can make a wireless peripheral setup and get rid of all those cables and make a really clean look. You charge this keyboard via the micro USB cable that is included, which for some reason is super lightweight and it almost feels very fake. It's kind of strange and cool at the same time, and it kind of ties together that whole portable factor. But if a cat were to bite into this cable, just say goodbye to it and buy a new one. Now, the key feature of this keyboard has to be the backlighting, and there are a ton of RGB settings to prove that, especially with the light bar that travels around the keyboard. It really does give the Prismatic name some justice. This is easily one of the best backlit keyboards in terms of RGB on the market. It even passes my personal favorite of the ADIZ AK33 for one of the best backlit keyboards that I have tested. Now, before I give my final conclusions, let's transition into that typing test so you can hear what this keyboard sounds like. So in conclusion, I love this keyboard for what it is, a small compact 60% board. It does have some questionable build quality, but if you plan to keep this as your desktop keyboard, you should be fine. The lighting is the big selling point and they really nailed it. A great option for someone who's been considering this keyboard, and I don't think you would regret picking it up. And that about wraps this video up here, guys. If you like this video, leave a like down below and comment RGB in the comment section down below if you made it this far. This keyboard is a really good option, and if you want to pick it up, link in the description down below. The links, of course, are affiliate links, so if you do purchase this keyboard, note that you are supporting the channel by giving a small kickback for every single purchase you make. And also, while you're down there, be sure to follow us on Twitter and join our Discord community for more behind-the-scenes coverage of the Toasty Bros. Hope to see you on the next video, guys. Peace out.